Before you even think about diving down with the Hourglass, battling all kinds of sweaty pirates, there's actually a few things you could do in advance. Some simple steps to upper your winning chances. Starting off, to make sure you have a stable frame rate during your whole fight. You may think this is not important, but trust me, the last thing you want is frame drops and lags during a fight. The first step here is to find out what you have today. Go into the settings menu under video settings and find performance counters. Then go ahead and activate this. Usually you want the highest frame rate you can, but you also want this to be somewhat stable to ensure consistency. The maximum frame rate you're able to get is determined by your screen and cable. It can also be limited by your other PC components like graphic cards and processor, but in that case you can tweak the graphic settings in the game. I just want to give you a heads up on one thing: be careful and double check what cable you are using to your screen. Some people are using an old HDMI cable that will cap on 60 frames per second. Going into the settings menu, there's a bunch of different things you can adjust. Me personally, I'm a mix between a graphic guy and frames. I would like my game to look great, but not in the exchange of frames. I will not go over every settings here, as that would be a complete other video, but please ask me in the comment section and I will help you answer if there's something that could be beneficial for you. Settings like shadows and water details can be adjusted to see enemy pirates easier. Some other settings that should be standard are disable screen shake, and disable rats on ship. Your field of view should be put to 90, and the game should always be running in full screen. Turn down the music volume to a level where you can easier hear borders and where the cannonballs are hitting. I could say that turning it all the way down is the best, but I can also argue that music in general will get you hyped up and ready to fight. Next off, I want to talk about keybindings. During an Hourglass fight, every second counts. Having set the most important tools on hotkeys will give you the ability to do things a lot faster. Maybe you have an extra key on your mouse, or put it close to your movement keys. I will not see you using the pirate wheel during a fight. Then I want to talk about skins. You might think that this is to scare off opponents, but I must say that this plain boat scares me the most. Having skins that grant you better vision and not clogs up your screen is very important. On the ship there is 3 skins that matter: cannon, sail and wheel. Most people say go for standard cannons, they are the best, but my advice is to sticking to those cannons you feel like you're hitting the most with. And please, never change them in the middle of a session. The wheel should be slim and easy to tell the difference between each side. Here we have a good and bad example. Sails is also important, but most of the time you're gonna have them a little raised. Cannon flare might be the only pay to win thing in this game, and here you can see the difference between the cutthroat cannon flare and the standard ones. Then to the pirate skin. If I would rate the worst thing to wear during a fight, it would be the ghost curse. You light up like a beacon from across the battlefield. When it comes to weapon skins, choose the ones you're used to, but don't use those who take up half your screen. Before you dive, it is also very useful to have a quick pep talk about how you're going to fight. The most obvious is the roles, but I'm talking about strategies and what to try in different scenarios. Let's say, for example, you and your crew are galleon diving. Make a plan that as soon as the battle starts and you have the angle, you shoot fire. Then 2 people board to ensure the anchor, and so on. Or for instance, in a sloop dive, you say to your crewmate that they shoot 10 cannonballs and go for a board. Then you immediately grab the cannon, and if they miss the board, they mermaid back and do some repairs until you have shot your 10 cannonballs. I know that anything can happen and not everything goes as planned, but the goal here is really to get better at working together. Learn each other's playstyle and try different things together. Then let's talk a little bit about supplies. The storage crate should always be close to the cannon and only contain stuff you need. Then when you need to resupply, you can spam F after opening the crate. This will save you a lot of time, and you will avoid having 5 bananas and firebombs when your ship is being boarded. Keep some supplies in the barrel, just in case someone throws them overboard. Place empty crates like this for Harpoon shield. When it comes to Throwables, I would recommend having 5 blunderbombs at all time. The only exception is in the beginning of a galleon fight. After you put fire to the galleon, you fill up with 5 blunders again. You can use the blunderbomms in so many different ways, from securing a kill, blundering a pirate off buckets and repair, rotating enemy ship out of angle, and guard the anchor while playing water. Last but not least, there's a few more things you should do before you dive. You should center your sails, as these do not reset when you dive. Turn off the lanterns, so you're less visible in the dark, and load all the cannons. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. See you on the seas.